in the US, selectively in Europe and part of the Asia as well, but mostly 80% in the US, say 70% in Bay Area, and maybe 10, 15% elsewhere.
All right, this is another episode of the Form Your Own PACT podcast from Founders PACT. My guest today is Stephen Z from Eastlink Capital. Stephen, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Michael. Thank you for the invite.
No problem. So for people that don't know, who is Stephen Z?
Oh, introduction by myself. My name is Stephen Z. I'm the co-founder and managing partner of Eastlink Capital, which is a Model Park-based early stage venture firm. We focus on data infrastructure companies, particularly databases, DevOps and Dev tools stuff. Yeah, so mostly investing in the US, selectively in Europe and part of the Asia as well, but mostly 80% in the US, say 70% in Bay Area, and maybe 10, 15% elsewhere in the US, such as New York or Seattle area.
Amazing. All right. So what was your motivation for starting Eastlink? Like, how did you get started in this?
Before I started Easton Capital, I had a broad mixed background of both investment banking, working in the private equity area, as well as entrepreneurship startups. Actually, being a founder and founding CEO for two startups, and senior management team. One of the startup actually went to IPO at one point in time, a multi-billion-dollar market cap. So yeah, so the motivation to start venture for myself is twofold. First is to be able to do the things and according to the ways our partner wanted. Second is really we believe we can do a better job, and by moving into a little bit earlier than the growth equity, which I was a part of it, over 10 years at RenRen Capital. So I like to do a little bit early stage investing. Doesn't require to be $10 million revenue. That's why my ex-employer RenRen would require. So that's probably as a result of my background, both of entrepreneurship as well as my over 2 decades of investment experience.
Very good. Okay. So when you're looking at a company, what are some of the most important characteristics for you? Like, what sort of companies are you interested in and what are you excited about right now?
So that's a great question. Our investment thesis is really to invest in founders who are technical, product experienced, driven founders who have a unique technology, differentiate themselves a product in the market from the marketplace. Secondly, we also look beyond the product technology, want to look for the founder who are mission driven, not just go out to make another quick bucks. Number three is we're looking to invest in the founder who are leaders, has a strong character, ethical standard. That's one of the most well-known and respected venture capitalist, Michael Morris, Sequoia said, looking for people who always do the right thing, have the moral compass.
That's very interesting. I think that's the first time I've heard that, actually, now that I think about that.
Okay.
That's
We're pretty big on that.
Perspective. That's great.
Investing founder who are, always, do the right thing for both the company themselves and also the investors as a whole constituents, not just looking out for themselves.
I love it. All right, so if you could offer founders only one piece of advice, what would that advice be?
I think my one piece of advice is to really to getting to know some of the technical aspect, whether it's product technology, accumulating some domain expertise. These guys, we're not short of young and enterprising people who are entrepreneurial. But before you go out to compete in usually very competitive world, you need a differentiation, and usually technology and product are the first things to set you apart. Yeah, so go out there, accumulate some domain expertise.
That is great advice. What role have either community or partnerships been in your success?
Community is very vital for our success. So we consider ourselves, first generation immigrants, and one of our thesis to by giving back to our community, backing generations of first and second generations of immigrants like ourselves, who are given the opportunity in America, who somehow felt they could make a bigger impact by launching in their own company. So that's very important to us. So we do have a strong biases, the backing the founders, in our own community. So also as a differentiation, I think as a part of the immigrant community, we set ourselves apart by strongly supporting the emerging entrepreneurs in our own community. One, they may not be had the C-level experience in their prior careers, but they might be someone who do not speak perfect English, doesn't stand perfect as a chief executive officer in the corporate
Yeah,
world. Someone who bring the mind probably like Eric Yuan from Zoom, who also
right.
good example of our community. And one of the reasons he give back to be LP in our fund is to to help to support a future entrepreneur like himself who otherwise may not be able to raise money in the mainstream Sand Hill Road. Uh, so we label ourselves as the the backers of financiers behind our community, which immigrant community.
I love it. That is amazing to hear. I mean, so many great. You just highlighted a great example with Eric from Zoom, so that's amazing. And I think there's been just so many great entrepreneurs that come from other places. I mean, we all came to the U.S. for that reason. So it's great to see you have that community that you continue to support.
Totally agree. So this our mission is very inspirational
I
for all.
agree. All right. I want to be conscious of your time, Stephen. So, what is the best way for people to get in touch with you?
You can check my Twitter handle, which is Stephen XI 07.
Oh, there you go.
You can also look at my website, look for my emails, which is published on our website, www.eastlinkcap.com.
Amazing. I just followed you on Twitter, and we're just starting to grow ourselves on Twitter. So you'll see the Founders Pack that's followed you. So hopefully that helps a little bit. And we'll include all those details in the show notes. Stephen, I want to thank you and acknowledge you for the work that you were doing. I'm really excited to see some of the companies that are coming out of Eastlink Capital.
Well, thank you for the invite, and with pleasure of mine. We're happy to support the entrepreneur community.
Thank you. The final thing is, when we have interesting people on the podcast, we like you to nominate other interesting people who are either founders or investors in scalable startups. So who would you, Stephen, like to introduce us to that could be a future wonderful guest?
Okay, there's so many people, but one of the person which is I greatly respect and admire, also a friend of mine. His name is Hans Tong, who is a managing partner at the GGV.
Oh, okay.
So I would recommend him. he's a very busy guy, but I hope he will have the time to talk to you as well.
Amazing. And he's from TGV. That's a great firm. That's like a legendary firm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. He's
Terrific.
ranked one of the top, I think, top 5 or 10. I forgot. 3 years consecutive. Yeah, hard to get, but
we will accept that nomination. Hopefully, we can connect with him. Stephen, thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to following your journey.
you're welcome, Michael. Hope to see you again. Yeah, bye.